A storm has been building inside Euphoria for a long time, but episode 6 is where everything finally starts breaking apart. The fear that once stayed hidden beneath the surface is no longer quiet. Every character feels trapped inside a situation they can no longer escape, and the tension hanging over this episode makes it clear that disaster is no longer a possibility. It is inevitable. What makes this chapter so intense is the way it changes the role of Nate Jacobs completely. Earlier in the series, Nate always appeared to be the one controlling the game. He manipulated people, protected secrets, and used fear to stay powerful. But now something inside him has shifted. Instead of trying to stop the chaos around him, he begins embracing it. And that transformation makes him more dangerous than ever before. The episode immediately creates the feeling that nobody is safe anymore. Conversations feel colder. Silences feel heavier. Even the smallest moments seem ready to explode without warning. Every character is carrying emotional damage that has been building for far too long, and episode 6 finally forces those emotions to surface. The reason this episode works so well is because it understands how fear destroys trust. Nobody speaks honestly anymore. Every word feels calculated. Every interaction feels like a hidden battle. The relationships in this story have become poisoned by lies, manipulation, and emotional pressure. And once trust disappears completely, collapse becomes unavoidable. At the center of all this destruction stands Nate. But this version of Nate feels very different from the one audiences saw before. He no longer looks like someone trying to protect his image. He looks like someone who already knows everything is falling apart and has decided to stop pretending otherwise. That change is terrifying because of how calm he appears. The episode does not present him as emotionally unstable in an obvious way. The writing becomes especially powerful during the emotional confrontations. These are no longer simple arguments between friends or lovers. The characters know each other too well now. They understand each other's insecurities, weaknesses, and deepest fears. And instead of protecting those wounds, they start using them against one another. That emotional cruelty gives the episode a much darker atmosphere. Every conversation feels painful because the characters know exactly how to hurt each other. The emotional damage feels personal, targeted, and impossible to forget. Rue slowly becomes one of the most important parts of the episode because she starts realizing something the others are still refusing to accept. The situation has already gone too far. There is no easy solution anymore. There is no clean way out. Everyone involved is now trapped inside the consequences of their own choices. Throughout the season, Rue has struggled between awareness and self-destruction. She understands more than people realize, but she often avoids facing reality directly. Episode 6 changes that completely. This time, she can no longer stand outside the chaos pretending she is disconnected from it. As tensions rise, the emotional exhaustion inside every character becomes impossible to ignore. These people are tired of hiding. Tired of pretending. Tired of carrying secrets that have slowly destroyed every relationship around them. One of the smartest things the episode does is show how people sometimes break quietly instead of dramatically. The most dangerous moments are not always loud. Sometimes a person reaches a point where they simply stop caring about the consequences. That emotional numbness spreads throughout the episode like poison. The characters begin making reckless choices not because they feel brave, but because they feel cornered. They are emotionally exhausted, overwhelmed, and desperate for escape. And desperation makes people unpredictable. As the story moves deeper into chaos, another terrifying realization starts becoming clear. Nate may not be the only person capable of destroying everything. Other characters are also reaching their limits. Alliances begin shifting. Loyalty becomes uncertain. Private conversations hint that betrayal may soon become necessary for survival. That uncertainty creates paranoia throughout the episode. Nobody truly knows who they can trust anymore. Relationships that once felt genuine now feel unstable and temporary. Fear has replaced honesty, and manipulation has replaced connection. By the end of this section, Euphoria completely changes its emotional direction. This is no longer a story about teenagers trying to fix their lives. It becomes a story about damaged people who have spent so much time hurting each other that they no longer know how to stop. Every relationship is pushed to its breaking point. Some collapse instantly. Others survive only long enough to become even more toxic. But nobody escapes unchanged. And the most frightening part is that this emotional war is only beginning.